All right, shalom, shalom. It's another JMS on the go. Coming back at you another lesson. Before I do get into this lesson, I'm going to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Next up, double honor to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me 100% truth of the Bible and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, preaching this truth and all diligence and sincerity. I'm just going to jump right into a little willing edifying lesson surrounding around, the most important, one of the most important things right about now, which is seeking the Lord, man. Before it's too late, just jump straight to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6, and it reads, Slakia. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6, it reads, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." And it's simple enough, man. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found." How is the Lord found? Of course, the Heavenly Father, through the name of his only begotten Son, right? Yahweh, through the name of his only begotten Son, Lord Yahweh Shai. They're not standing out in the middle of the street, preaching the word themselves. They have the men of the Lord, starting off with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, right? And all the sincere brothers on down, preaching this word for them, man, pursuant to Amos chapter 3, verse 7, man. The secrets are shown unto their servants, the prophets. So that's how you find the Lord while he is near. And it says, call upon his name while he is near. Roughly paraphrasing, right? I'm going to read it again. Seek, verse 6, Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon his name while he is near." Who has the true, mighty, and powerful name? We're going to start off with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who gave us the name, right? And all the way down to the elders and their brothers on down underneath our apostles, right? Who gave us the name, right? So you may call upon his name while he is near, because what? The Heavenly Father is going to take his men off the highways and byways when stuff gets real. The men are not going to be on the highways and byways too much longer when you got Gurga troopers out there, when you got martial law, when you got tanks rolling down the streets. So what? Call ye upon him while he is near, man. While the Heavenly Father has his men out there on the highways and byways, man. So let's jump to Amos chapter 5, verse 4, and it reads, "For thus saith the Lord unto the house of Israel." So this is the Heavenly Father, the Lord, who the word calls God, Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, right? It says, saith the Lord to the house of Israel. The house of Israel consisting of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it reads, "Seek ye me, and ye shall live." So as long as we're seeking the Heavenly Father, how do we seek the Heavenly Father? By reading his word, by, following the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures and the law, statutes, commandments of these scriptures to the best of our abilities, man. Us Israelites, what? And it says, "And we shall live." We'll have everlasting life. Even if we get put to death for following the law, statutes, commandments of these scriptures, for following the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures, we'll still obtain everlasting life, right? Through the Heavenly Father and through this word, man. This word is life. It gives us life, right? So let's jump to Amos, the 8th chapter, right? Chapter 8, verse 11, and it reads, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land," right? And what's a famine? A famine is a lack of something, right? So what? There's going to be a famine in the land. There's going to be a lack of something in the land. And what land is it talking about? The land of America, right? Chiefly the land of America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great, right? The virgin daughter of Babylon, right? Of course, this word is also going to be, there's also going to be a famine produced around the four corners of the earth, but chiefly we're talking about here in America where the most wickedness is done. So let's read what type of famine it's going to be. And it reads, "That I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water." I kind of let it slip earlier, but what? The scripture is still, true indeed. And I'm going to let the scripture speak on it even more. It's not going to be a famine of food and thirst for water, even though that is coming, right? A famine of food and a thirst for water will hit the shores of America and the surrounding parts of which the Lord has controversy with. But this is not what this scripture is talking about. Let's read on. It reads and it says, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So the words of this 1611 King James Version Bible will soon be a scarcity, will soon be not easily found. Why? Because the Lord is going to make it to where you can't find this word. So let's read on. Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And who is they? We're speaking about 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Of course, the heathens are going to be searching and seeking too, but this word was never given unto them. The ones who it was given unto were you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American. 2/3 of our people who have been rejected by this word, who have rejected this word, right? Who have been rejected of this word as a result of them not taking heed to the men that were out on the highways and byways, right? So now they're going to be rejected by the Lord, and they're going to be searching up and down, to and fro, back and forth, diagonal sideways, to try to find this word. But what the Lord is going to take this word from off the face of the earth, man, to where it's impossible to get the answers that they desire, and they're going to be running around like chickens with their hair cut off, man. So let's read Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. And it reads, Sirach chapter 5 verse 7, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Make no tarrying. The word tarry means to delay, to put off, to procrastinate, to delay, right? It reads on. And put not off from day to day, right? Because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you don't put off from day to day your wickedness, right? You're actually proactive in your wickedness. You pre-roll your blunts, right? You pre-roll your tobacco, your tobacco cigarettes. You put up your Thanksgiving decorations, right? And right after Thanksgiving is over, what do? You put up your Christmas lights. You got a whole month to go, but what? Your Christmas lights are already up. To make a long story short, in your wickedness, you're proactive and you jump right to it. How much more for the salvation of your soul, man? Put that same energy that you put in your smoking weed, you worship your idols, you sleeping with the next man's wife, you smoking blunts, Black and Mild cigarettes, you worshiping these pagan idols such as Buddha, Allah, Santa Maria. Put that same energy and turn it back to the law, statute, commandments of the scriptures, man. Turning back to your true power. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans turning back to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, who the word ignorantly calls God, through the name of his only begotten Son, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. And it reads on, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. And that word suddenly means quick, fast, swift, unexpectedly, because the wrath of the Lord is going to come in such manner, man, to where if you're not paying attention, if you're not measuring the times from the scriptures to what's going on in real life, you're going to be lost. You're going to be caught with your pants down, man. And that wrath is going to hit you when you least expect it. And it reads on, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Right, and in your security, what's some things that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans find security in? It's your bank accounts, your money, right? Your jobs, right? Your guns, your pistols, your shotguns, and all these other things. Your physique, right? Your push-ups, your sit-ups, your martial arts, right? And ultimately Esau's system that he set up here, you think that America's never going to be taken down because of its military might. So you put security in Esau, the so-called white man, his system here, when really you should be putting your trust and faith in the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. But you won't do that. We know 2/3 of our people are going to get caught up in the day of vengeance, man, who are going to perish by hand of the way of the Lord, which is ultimately going to be them 200 million ICBM missiles, which destroy America, man. So let's jump to Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6, because that point is deep, man. You putting your faith in everything else other than what the Lord has prescribed for you, man. If you put your faith in this word and in this truth. What this scripture right here is gonna prove it out to you. This is Isaiah chapter 33 verse 6, and it reads, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time." What wisdom and what knowledge? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures shall prove to be the stability of the times which are coming ahead. The times of Jacob's trouble, which have never been seen upon the earth before, man. And in these times, if you have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures, you shall be stable, man. It reads on. And the strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? So the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures is going to be the strength of your salvation. It's going to be the driving force of you being saved up out of these troubling times, man. And the fear of the Heavenly Father is his treasure, man. And we all know what a treasure is. A treasure is something that we uphold, that we keep safe, and that we protect. So the Heavenly Father's treasure is what? Your fear in him, right? And fear of the Lord is to do what? Is wisdom, and to depart from evil, right? To turn away from your wickedness, and to fall head first into the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures, man. That's ultimately what the fear of the Lord is, showing him that what? By following his laws, statutes, commandments, that what you have full faith in him, and that he will deliver you out of these times, man. So let's jump to 2 Chronicles chapter 15. Chapter 15 verse 3. No, chapter 15. So like the 2 Chronicles chapter 15 verse 13, and it reads that whosoever will not seek the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, shall be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? If you are not fearing the Lord, you shall be put to death, whether small or great, whether it means rich or poor, of low status or of high status, or whether you're man or woman. So what does that mean? Whether you're LeBron James, whether you're Oprah Winfrey, whether you're, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, it doesn't matter. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, if you're not seeking Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in the truth, then, and you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, or you're an Israelite foreigner who look like these heathens, but whose seed line go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, if you're not seeking the Lord power, what? You're going to be put to death, and there's no way around it, man. So it was written, thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Bible. Lord willing, that was edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I'm going to give all honor and all glory and all praises to the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rachak Kodash. Next up, double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught me 100% truth for the Bible and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers, across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity. Till next time I say, Shalom.